Welcome him up with a big round of applause. Hello everyone. Today, as we go beyond 1500, we have come to 1538th Cheonshim Won special visual devotion, and I would like to offer my gratitude and congratulations to all of you who have come. In front of the detention center, it's the 199th day since offering prayer and devotion. There are members who are offering prayer and devotion. Gapyeong Church, Cheonwon Church, Gwanak Church, Dobong Church, Elder Pastor Association Prayer Team, 통일무도 일원도. In these organizations and churches, our members have gathered to offer prayer and devotion in front of the detention center. As these devotions reach heaven, I truly hope that victorious and amazing news will follow. Throughout the world, 20,400 places connected with us. 42,800 brothers and sisters have gathered to offer prayer and devotion. From Heavenly Korea, Cheonwon Special District 160 have come to the training center. Sunmu University 52, Cheonseung Church 47, Iksan Church 41, Changwon Church 40. Members have gathered to offer prayer and devotion. Various different churches have gathered to attend. For Heavenly Church, Nagano Church, 12 have gathered in a place to offer prayer and devotion. And through Zoom, there are many members who are, we are checking one by one. 402 places are connected with us through Zoom, and 460 members are offering prayer and devotion through Zoom. Probably the same situation for other churches. At Hikona Church, Yonago Church, Mito Church, Heavenly Japan, Cheonshim Won. These places, although they have small number, they have gathered to offer prayer and devotion. And more than 15,000 places are connected through YouTube, gathering their hearts to offer prayer and devotion with us. Internationally, West Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Mind and Body Unity Yongsong Workshop, 8-day workshop is holding, and as you can see, the room is filled with our brothers and sisters. 74 members have gathered to have a workshop filled with grace, and our brothers and sisters are attending the workshop very well. At Sunchang Church, it is their 430th vigil to continue their devotion. By setting up the standard of devotion, I hope the Sunchang Church will be victorious. Long-term workshop training, we have 472 are attending at the training center. General workshop training, 293. Youngsung Academy attendance workshop, 179 are here. Today, Kim Kyung-chang trainee shares such a precious testimony. Since elementary school until high school, he has faced a lot of difficult moments, and he lost his own identity, which made it as lost his self-esteem, that he feared to meet his friend, and he didn't even feel like he's valuable to live. So he has lived very difficult life during his teenage year. However, to bring joy back to his parents, he had such heart. He attended the church, which he thought that his parents would like it. So although he had an empty heart, because his parents liked it, he began going to the church. And going to military service in that state is very dangerous. As he joined the military, he eventually made a habit of the secular world. We had a similar testimony yesterday. Our brothers and our parents, before our second generation go to military service, you must bring your children to Cheongpyeong to attend 40-day workshop so that their faith will be deep rooted, so that they can be armored spiritually, so that they don't bring the habit of secular world by joining the military service. Maybe you can give something as a present so that they can come to the 40-day workshop. Especially, there are members who are studying abroad, disconnected to parents, and they are worse in their situation in terms of life of faith. It is very important to pass down our faith. Our first generation, even though they abandoned their work, abandoned their family, abandoned their children, abandoned their friends, they wanted to follow the path of true parents. And in order to inherit that value down to children, parents must offer utmost devotion so that our children, can deep root their faith. In order to that, you must send your children to training center. And the parents of this brother requested him very well that after he was discharged, he was able to join 40-day workshop. To be honest, even if one worked diligently during the military service, in order to shed away the sins and the evil energies that have been piled up, it would be good if you come to attend 40-day workshop to cast away all those before you start working. This is very important to understand. So our brother came to 40-day workshop, received abundant grace, and he eventually joined Youngsuk workshop. Through True Parents Life course, he was shocked about the fact that why haven't I understood and realized this before? Through that deep realization, he will start to asking more fundamental question: why am I sent here? And through his prayer and devotion, he has resolved that he will live life like true parents, the life of sacrifice, to repent for the falsehood that he has made in the past. That is what he realized. That is why he said that he was sent here. And through this workshop, he was able to understand the providence and live a life of faith centering on him and deep root on his own instead of following. So he was able to create a new purpose of his life through this workshop. Truly, this 40-day workshop is a place where you can cast away sins and blemishes. It is a place where you can reborn. And if you move forward with unchanging heart based on what you have gained through this workshop, I believe that our brother Kim Kyung-chang will receive abundant blessing in future. Today, our sister Kim Soo-hee also shared her testimony. In Korea, it was difficult. In Japan, it was difficult for her to maintain her faith, that her heart collapsed and she entered a position where she could not do anything except work, and she had a lot of negative thoughts, but she has an amazing mother. A mother came with her at the 40-day workshop, and she received abundant grace through the 40-day workshop. She received blessing. But despite such blessings that she has received, grace she has received, she couldn't overcome her empty heart, and she decided that I shouldn't be like this. So with the heart of clinging onto heaven, she joined Wives of the Blessed Family 40-day workshop and 19 Youngsuk workshop. As she received abundant grace through those workshops, when she was offering devotion for the Holy Mother Han, all those negative thoughts distracting thoughts has been disappeared. It would have been best if those thoughts disappeared, but complaints started to came out again. And that heart, she started clinging on to heart of gratitude, heart of true love. And she was, when she attended vigil where you can go over the limit, she started shedding tears without realizing why she was crying. She was able to feel true parents' past course. She was able to repent her own past, and she has become a new person to set a new start to live for the sake of others. So she started offering prayer for her husband, calling out name prayer, offering papers, praying during the special prayer and prayers. She offered devotion. Today we'll be holding 210, calling out prayer. It's not easy, right? And you must do 5 times more than what we're doing tonight to reach 1,000. Through this kind of devotion, she was able to experience something miraculous, and she resolved to persuade her husband to come to 20th workshop, Youngsong workshop. And when she did that, she was crying, thinking about, is it okay to leave the mission behind to live? There are many blessed families, right? But there are many blessed families who lost the mission they originally carried. When we held the entry ceremony of Cheonshim Won Sanctum, when we said that we're going to have special grace of holy wine ceremony, a lot of members gathered, and pastors, even one pastor said, we had so many people like this. Isn't that true for many people? So many members came only for the holy wine and still live as a dormant member. And whenever we had a big event, we hold holy wine ceremony, and only that time the church is filled with many members. Even when we had a Vision 2020 victory, 25,000 people gathered here at the Cheonwon complex, held the holy wine ceremony, and another group of 25,000 people had come to attend holy wine ceremony. But problem is there are many people who lost their mission, providential mission. Can we be proud to stand in front of true mother, true parents? So our sister persuaded her husband earnestly, and I believe these are the words. I hope that if you feel these words as if you're given to you, I'm certain you'll receive abundant grace. So, as a second general who will lead the heavenly Japan, no matter what kind of circumstances, she will be unwavered, centering on heavenly parent, true parents. She promised that she will establish family centering heavenly parents, true parents. So, our second and third generations, we must pass down our faith to our descendants, our next generation, so that they can follow to move forward with Ongmanse. Now, I believe our parents must lead our children well. Today, for Hyojong report, Kim Jong director shared his report. Cheonshim Won, there are 3 original ground of providence, original ground of spiritual providence, original ground for a spiritual growth. That is why this place must become a place for all the members to come. And centering on these words, many different workshops has begun, and one of them is Cheonshim Resonance Prayer Practice 3-day workshop. I feel like we only began yesterday. It feels like yesterday we began the first, but we came to 11th workshop, and now tomorrow we will begin 12th 3-day workshop. As we look back, all these workshops was not conducted with humanistic thoughts or human thoughts, because heaven guided. All of these were possible. And as this workshop expanded now to Heavenly Japan, to the world, this workshop is expanding. And to all the trainees and participants, we give out Cheonshim robes. But do not think that wearing Cheonshim robe is the end, is the result. I hope all of you become people who offer utmost devotion that fits for the Cheonshim robe. I would like to share testimony from Haenam Church, Idong-a. where our Cheonshim Won missionary went. One of the members, Raphael from Philippines, he was diagnosed with the last stage of the cancer. And Hwasun Church is specialized in cancer and is very well known throughout the nation. And our brother was received diagnosed with the last stage of the cancer. So our members have gathered to offer prayer for him and offer Hyeojong offering paper and held a special ansu. And our brother checked, but his cancer cell disappeared. He got better and he became healthy. No matter how many times we offer one prayer session in this workshop, if it is not practiced at its church site, it is pointless. So you must offer more diligently, more earnestly when you go back home, go back to your church. That earnest heart should not die out. That should burn with the greater energy, greater temperature. So I hope that our members in Heavenly Korea can have more earnest heart. And although our Japanese members cannot go to church, but during the time of persecution, you must become much more serious and earnest. I'm certain that you have more space of earnestness. So, when our church is persecuted, we have a small church where it seems like there's no one, and in that church there are members who are actually offering prayer with great tears. When I think about it, we must offer greater prayer and offer greater devotion so the heavens work can unfold substantially on this physical world. Today, 86-year-old and 90-year-old Yeoncheon Church sisters have joined the workshop, and we heard their lamentation. They gave birth, one of them gave birth to 9 children, and she received formerly married couple blessing, and she's been raising her children, but her children was already old, that none of her children are attending the blessing. I'm certain, you never know that when she ascends, she will not hold the Sangwa ceremony. She will hold the funeral, right? This proves that how it is very difficult to raise a child. 90-year-old sister next to her also said that her children are not attending the church as well. So if they ascend to spirit world like this, their heart will be in pain. If they can pray until the end of their last breath, they must offer a prayer that can move heaven. Today you heard the today's Hundok Japan's words well, right? Your parents have taught us how to become filial child, patriot, and saints. When you look at Family Pledge, verse 3, we pledge the perfect 4 great realms of heart, 3 great kingship and realm of royal family. And this is written down in the true parents' words. To become a royal family of heaven, one must become filial child, loyal patriot, saints, and divine sons and daughters. So it begins with filial child, filial sons and daughters. Without filial heart, you cannot become patriot, you cannot become saint, you cannot become divine sons and daughters. And it is not done simply. You must follow the morality. What is the morality? There is a morality of filial sons, filial child, morality. The path for filial child, path for this patriot, path for saints, path for divine sons and daughters. And for filial child, one must love their parents first, should not boast about oneself, meaning that one cannot become filial child if one lives in his or her own accord. So one must think about parents' love, a love for parents, one must think about love for nation first. And only when one love nation first, then that person will become the patriot. And once you become world, and once you love world, love God more, you'll become the saints, the divine sons and daughters. And what is the position of fulfilling that path? At a position of servant, you must be grateful and still live for the sake of parent. Only then you'll receive the title of filial child. This is the backbone and core of morality in the human world. Being more of a servant for the sake of God publicly is a way to become a righteous person. Being a servant more extreme than a servant for the sake of nation is a way to become a loyal patriot. And sacrificing from a position more like servant for the sake of one's parents is a way to become filial child. So as we walk the path of will, we should not disregard true parents' word. We should not complain. We should not criticize about true parents' words. You cannot go beyond to become filial child, meaning you cannot become saints, divine sons and daughters, or patriot. No matter how many times you repeat the family pledge, you cannot accomplish the royal family of heavenly kingdom. So, our last, final destination is to live a way of divine sons and daughters, and they are the one who a divine son and daughter is one who has perfected law of the heavenly kingdom and law of the earthly kingdom. Because such a person is perfected, even the law of the spirit world, no one can accuse them. Controlling the spirit world is not an issue. Controlling the earth is also no problem. Any nation would welcome them. There are no obstacles. It is freedom. Such a person is a divine son and daughter. So true parents have perfected that way of living. In Chambumugyeong, in page 1584, if I call this a mountain, it's like Mount Everest. Throughout human history, there was no one who was connected to heavenly parent, who lived the way of filial child, patriot, saint, and divine son and daughter. Only true parents are the ones who have perfected all these four great realms. Because true parents walk such way of life, true parents have freedom in both physical and spirit world. Going beyond the culture, they are free. Beyond civilization, they are free. So no matter where they are, whether they're in Europe, Africa, communist nation, or even China, true parents are free and they are working freely. So the entire world under heavenly parent can become one family as a brother sister, centering on heavenly parent, true parents. Such a way has opened. So even if true mother is in detention center, no one can hold on to her spirit. She is free. No one can accuse them. That is who our true mother is. So true mother will absolutely be victorious. So heavenly parent, even though heavenly parent lose everything you have found through heavenly parent's tears, meaning that you have greatest value over anything. And once you feel that love, only then you can liberate the needle that is struck within mother's heavenly parent's heart. So this is very serious. In 2003, do you know the yearly motto? of 2003?
2003년도 표.
In 2003 yearly model.
우리 가정은 천일국의 효자, 충신, 성인, 성자의 참가정을 완성하소서.
Please, through true love, please allow our family to become Cheonilguk's filial child, patriot, saint, and divine son and daughter. So you must remember that becoming filial child is the first in front of your parents. So wherever you go, whenever you are, if you speak of distrust, disbelief, and criticize about your parents, no matter what you hear, you should not be moved by those words. Without mother, a father cannot become a father. Who can call a man who lived for 60 years without a child? Nobody can become, no one can call him a father. He must meet a woman to give a birth to become a father. So father is made by the mother. Also mother is made by the husband too, vice versa. So in that sense, in front of true parents of humanity, we must become filial children. And it is very important to align our hearts with true parents' hearts. So the work that we are conducting, we are carrying out, we must think and check whether it is aligned with Heavenly Parent and true parents' heart. And if it is aligned, no matter what kind of persecution, trials, criticism you receive, as long as your Heavenly Parent, true parents feel joy through that action, and if you walk that path, you will become true filial sons and daughters, filial patriots and saints. So do not have fear on the physical world, on the reality that you face, but I hope you become victors as filial sons and daughters, victors as patriots, victors as saints, as divine sons and daughters. Thank you. Let us offer another big round of applause to President Gi-sung, who have allowed us to step one step closer to Cheonshim through his word. True parents' words. The backbone and core of morality in the human world. To become the royal family of heaven, one must become filial child, a loyal subject, a saint, and divine son and daughter. The training ground for this is the family. When a perfected family expands, it becomes an ideal kingdom. The family is always the center. Therefore, it is a matter of two people, a man and a woman. When an ideal man and an ideal woman becomes a couple and form a family, everything is completed. An ideal family expands to become a nation, then the world. Just as one becomes filial child by serving in the family and honoring parents, if one attends and lives for the king of the country, that one becomes a patriot. And if one lives for all of humanity, one becomes a saint. However, not a saint. Anyways, however, a saint is different. A saint is one who has perfected the law of heavenly kingdom and the law of earthly kingdom. Because such a person has perfected even the law of the spirit world, no one can accuse them. Controlling the spirit world is not an issue. Controlling the earth is also no problem. Any nation would welcome them. There are no obstacles. It is freedom. Such a person is a saint. A righteous person refers to someone who dies for the sake of the nation in a miserable position, such as the position of servant of servants. Even if they die, a person who dies for the sake of the nation is a patriot. When one says they will live for their parents and be grateful, even in the position of servant of servants, the title of filial child is attached to them. This is the backbone and core of morality in the human world. Being more of a servant for the sake of God publicly is the way to become righteous person. Being a servant more extreme than a servant for the sake of nation is a way to become loyal patriot, and sacrificing for a position more like a servant for the sake of one's parent is a way to become a filial child. What is absolutely necessary for human is the way of a filial child, the way of loyal patriot, and the way of saint, and the way of filial sons and daughters. One cannot assert oneself. First, one must boast of their mother and father. One must boast of the sovereign of the nation and boast of God. One must not assert oneself. When one comes to possess God's love, eternal life becomes possible. Because God is vertical, the family is absolutely necessary, the nation is absolutely necessary, and the world is absolutely necessary. Next, the kingdom of heaven is necessary. Therefore, if you assert yourself, everything becomes blocked. Jew.